Alright, hello and welcome to another part of the let's say JTO, my developer commentary series where I commentate over all of my builds. So we've already done one already, which was Citadel of 1 equals 0. That one didn't go too well because the audio was like kind of broken, my voice was really quiet, but this one, it should be fixed this time, I promise. Alright, so Tower of Cascading turns to you by me and Simply Watermelon, or the Super Epic Watermelon, whatever you know him as. This is a Zone 9 extreme contender, and it could potentially get in. I don't think it will. I think Hollow Reformations is gonna beat it out, but you know, I have high hopes. This is an extreme tower that we made kind of like a long time ago. I think it got accepted all the way back in like March or April, I forget. And it's also descending. And the cool thing about it is that it's based off of the Tower of Underlying Grief, if you've ever seen it before. I'll show up a picture of it right now. Descending tower made by II Alert. So that's about it. Let's get into it. So, floor 1, obviously based off of floor 1 of Tower of Underlying Grief. It's meant to be just a simple introduction, right? There's no traps, there's no like necessarily hard gameplay, a little bit of bun progress there actually. And nothing too crazy, I guess. I use these beams, these little beams. I think they look really sick. They're for indication and also design. And I do these things with these truss corner flips where you have to press W and F at the same time in order to corner flip, which I think is really cool. Now, this tower is actually a GBJ tower. And you know, that might turn some people off from it, but I think it's actually a really cool idea. You're meant to traverse through this little, like, cavernous tower that gets a little more, you know, crazy as you go into it. Now, the gameplay is relatively easy for a, you know, extreme, so it's nothing to worry about. Well, it's not necessarily too long. It's relatively sight readable as well. But I would recommend, you know, playing through it in practice. So, you know, this is obviously based off of, you know, floor 2 of Tower of Underlying Grief. I just love Tower of Underlying Grief. I just think it's a really cool tower as like a concept. I've been in it before, actually. This part's pretty cool. You have to not jump on these spinners. You have to keep walking up them. Wait, and I love this, how you have to descend every time you ascend. Descending and ascending. So half of this floor was made by me and Watermelon. And I think our styles fit really well. You can't really tell who made which part. So end of the floor is coming up soon. This floor isn't too long. Little outside section. So I think this part's really cool. You have to do a backwards momentum jump and then hit the button with the X pusher and bounce back. So wait, let's say if I hit the button and I fall, it'll get deactivated. So you have to, oops, like that. Nice, now you're on floor 3. So floor 3 is made by Watermelon for the most part. I helped with the design a little bit. You can get a feel of what his style is like. And honestly, I think his style is great. Like, it reminds you a lot of Zach's style. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, the person who made Tower of No Return. All the way over here. Now, I made this gimmick where basically you have to go in sideways and then hold W and shift, and it gives you a lot of momentum. You're on this little outside section. Nothing too much to note on, but back in the side. I love the music for this tower. I think me and Watermelon picked great songs. This little cage area at the back. Now we're heading on to floor 4. This is one of my personal favorite floors. I really like this floor. Basically, this floor is split into 2 sections. One of them being netted and one of them being unnetted. This is the first section. I made this first section and it's fully netted, even the outsides. And what you have to do is you have to get to the very end to open up this wall right there. Lots of relatively tricky jumps because it's over a net. See, this thing isn't entirely a GBJ. There's some netted floors, so it's not like really annoying. So yeah, this outside section is netted. It just sends you back to the axe pusher. So this part is really cool. You see these? These launch you up. They're conveyors. You have to time this one. Long axe pusher jump. And here we go. This unlocks the other side. So this first side was made by me, of course. And then this other side, it's just made by Watermelon. No more safety net. You're all on your own. This section is actually what Watermelon made during his building streams for Toku. He did 2 of them. I think he built some of this floor on one of them. And I forget the other floor he built on one of the other ones. Oh yeah, floor 8. I just really like this floor. It's so atmospherically nice, and I love the music. The jump is a lot easier than it looks, trust me. It looks pretty harsh for being a GBJ, but no. I think this part's really cool. So, you have to lodge while it slowly descends you down, and you have to wait for the timer to end. It's a really easy lodge though, you literally just press A or D. Alright. Solo floor time. So this is floor 5. I was going for a little bit of a bench trauma style here. And I think it looks really cool. I just love the gameplay for this part. It just flows and looks really nice with the design and structuring. If you haven't noticed, the floor gets lighter and brighter as you go, which I think is a really cool idea, honestly. Alright, so this part. See this little glass design? Make sure you remember the specific glass design. Trust me, you'll want to know it. Jumps over here. Nice. Hope you remember the correct glass design. Essentially, you have to pick the correct glass design out of these 4. So this is the correct one because I know it. And let's say if you press this one by accident, or you just don't know it. You're done. You're dead. You die. You're done finished. However, something over here, you can go back and look at the glass if you really want to. However, you have to redo the whole floor. So I'll just go ahead and pick correctly. It's this one. opens up a little button. Now we're on to floor 6. Or not. So yeah, this is the dropper section. So for these next 2 floors, they are all safety netted. Pretty cool. So this floor, floor 6, is mostly made by Watermelon. He made the inside part and I made the outside. And he has a really cool gimmick. I mean, basically, you have to use teleporters to your advantage. Like that. And I think it's really sick. I said the difficulty stays consistent throughout, even though it's netted. They're meant to be like break floors. So this part is pretty cool. Wrap around. Head hitter. Yeah, I really like this floor. This floor is so cool. Now we're on the little outside section. So this part is entirely netted. But so you have to keep the buttons activated in order to stay on the platforms. And there we go. You have some button progress. I'll fight on so I can show you the button progress. Skip all that. And on the outside, you can skip all that. And pretty neat. Anyways, this is a solo floor of mine, and I think it's pretty cool. This one's relatively easy. I think it's one of the easier floors of the tower, I can't lie. Mostly because I thought it would be really annoying to have to redo floor 6 every time. I had to press a button up there. Because I think what kind of inspired me on this floor was more of like a Champions Road style. I don't know if that makes sense. I was grinding Champions Road around this time, so I used a lot of trusses and stuff. Thought they were pretty cool. Jump all the way over here. And floor's done. Back to the GBJs. So this floor is a collab between me and Watermelon. I made this first part. He wanted this floor to be mostly his, so I didn't do too much. Yeah, it was literally only that part that I made. Rest is his. I like this part a lot. This part is really cool. You have to go around pressing each button. Boom. This is one of the shorter floors too. We tried to make the floors a little short, so you know it's not agonizing to play when going through in a legit run. I've actually beaten this legit. I think me and Watermelon are the first victor. Alright, this is Watermelon's completely solo floor, and I love this floor, bro. This is my favorite. It just looks so good, and I love the music. It looks so awesome, and it plays really well. Really fits into the underlying grief kind of theme that it has. Little spinning lights. So this is a no jump part, and I think it's really cool. It uses these bounce mechanics from the Roblox physics engine. Not a lot of towers use that really for some reason. I think it's really cool. Go over here. Follow the beam. Now this is a no move section. You have to bounce up with that wedge. Boom. That jump is really scary in a real run. That little squeeze. Alright, this part's cool. You have to press the button and then you have to do a bounce. Like that. Because it stops the X pusher with the little button. Like that. Last 12 stud into a teleporter. Now we're on floor 10. Now this is clearly based off of, you know, floor 10 of Underlying Grief. Couldn't tell. And I love this floor. Me and Watermelon did a really good job as a finale. We really hit the TOUG style with this one. It's not just a recap of everything you've been through. Oh. Yeah, let's say if you fall. Rippington dead ass. Rest in peace. Yeah, you're kind of just a done finish if you fall, so that's a little sad, but good thing I've never failed on this floor. I don't know anyone who's failed on this floor yet. This is cool. It's one of these little lodge conveyor things. We have to walk on them instead. A lot of these jumps are pretty tricky, honestly, but hey, we needed a way to make this extreme, or else this would be like mid-insane. Not really mid-insane, but you know. Boom. Final jumps. And here's the one pad. Just kidding. Look familiar. Please don't mess this up. Yeah, this part sends you back to floor 1, but on the top of floor 1. So if you mess up, you have to redo everything. It's really nerve-wracking when you're here in a real run. It's not too much, so the gameplay's really easy. And there you go, here's the actual one pad. That was Tower of Cascading Uncertainty. Alright. This is definitely my best tower. I love how this turned out, bro. It looked so good. Honestly, I'm really proud of it. Like, holy crap, I'm so glad this passed, bro. And it has a really good reputation too. A lot of people like it, despite being a GBJ tower. And I just think it looks so cool. Next tower, I'll probably do... not tower, I'll do Citadel of Inception. It's in the J2XL whitelist. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time.